This morning I heard a great case. Studies show that more than half of all affairs start in the workplace. For the couple who came to see me today, a workplace romance was just the tip of the iceberg of problems they brought into divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Al Tyner and Divinia Ellis. The two of you have been together for 2 years. You do not want to be together anymore. Mr. Tyner, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're seeking to end it here today?
Well, the jealousy has just got to stop, Your Honor. It's just becoming too much to deal with. It's like the jealousy, I mean, any little thing I do.
Give me an outrageous example of her jealousy and what it's done.
Well, when we first met, Your Honor, we dated a little bit. It's kind of like every little thing I do, everything I say, if I don't answer my telephone calls.
When you first started dating?
I mean,
No, so stop.
Yeah, because I was going to say you're crazy if you continue to go out with a chick who, when you first start dating her, is chasing you around like that.
Mm-hmm.
So back up a little better.
Not right from the beginning, from the start, but as time went on, we started dating.
What was the time?
And it's like I was still,
hot.
I mean, I was still dating other people at the time too, as well. You know.
Give me a timetable, because I'm not sure I understand the nature of the relationship. How long after you met did you move in together?
I would say maybe a month or so.
No, that's not true.
Ms. Ellis, how long do you say?
It was about 3 months.
About 3 months.
It wasn't a month.
Well,
Really?
right away.
We met in
right
August
away.
and he moved in November. So it went fast.
And it was kind of too soon.
Did you two sit down and have a conversation about what it meant to live together and why you wanted to live together and what you expected to happen?
We did. I really, when I first met him, as time went on, it was kind of like, you know, I won't say I fell in love with him, but I felt like he came from a good home. The way that he came in, it was really nice. He came in as a sheep.
The way that he came in.
He was a wolf in sheep clothing.
Wow.
Well, how did he disguise himself? What did he display?
He was super nice. He was like this super nice guy that had really great morals. And I was looking at all that, and then slowly but surely, everything started coming out. Probably 6 months down the road, I started seeing the real him.
Why did you move in so quickly with her?
It was in a situation where I had to move back in with Mom for a little while.
There you go.
You know, we met, you know, things were going pretty well.
Let me tell you something about not having your own crib and choosing to date a chick because you need a place to stay. It never works out.
No.
They all come in here because I didn't really have a place, so, oh, yeah, I'm going to chat this chick up because you know how we are. You know, you give us a little fairy tale and a rainbow, baby, forever. You look into our eyes for more than a minute and a half. You know, we trying to suck you in, clank, clank. That's it. And if you know what I mean, and they know that, and they do that, and then at least you didn't get pregnant. You didn't get pregnant, did you?
No, I did not.
Hallelujah.
Thank God. But that's exactly what it was.
Mr. Tyner, is that not what happened, that you chatted her up and you needed a place to stay, and that pretty much?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I started a business, a recycling company, and Divinia was working for the company. There was a time.
Actually our company together.
Yeah. There was a time where.
Which one was it? Was it your company she was working for you, or was it both of you?
We started a company together, but it didn't go that way because her jealousy just got so out of control. I had a big client that I was looking to close a deal on. It just so happened the liaison for the company was a woman. So she sent me an email, because it was kind of hard. Her business was way on the other side of town, mine was on the other. So we decided to meet for lunch, sit down, kind of go over some things so we can close the deal. Before that could happen, Divinia sends a lady an email and asking her, what are you going out to lunch with my man for? And it's just kind of like...
Ms. Ellis, what happened?
What happened was he was talking to the lady, and they were actually, I guess, negotiating business. But he was setting up an appointment to meet with her like at 7 o'clock at night. That is not lunch, that's dinner. Then I caught him talking to her late at night, like at 10 o'clock at night. Who's talking to someone about business at 10 o'clock at night? When business hours are from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5.
I work late nights.
And always talking to a woman, claiming that, well, I'm gonna sneak my way in to get more business because it's a woman. That's his whole thing.
Do you use your charm, that deep voice, and your good looks in order to accumulate
Well,
either business, a place to stay?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yes,
No, I
that
wouldn't
is
say
what it
that.
is.
It's more like, that it's a woman that I'm dealing with. She's always going to think something. It doesn't matter if it's a business or.
Really?
It's always something with a woman with her. Every time, I look around, she's jealous,
No,
thinking I'm
it's
talking
not
to
that.
another
First
No,
of
no,
all-
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, do you use your attributes
I don't
in
use
order
them.
to
Let's be honest.
accumulate
Let's be honest.
from
Do you
women?
use them?
I don't
Is that
use
what you like to
them.
do?
No, I don't use them. I guess, if that's what works, if that's what's working.
Oh, my
I don't
God.
use them per se,
Okay. Have you ever really caught him doing anything
Yes.
illicit?
Yes.
No.
Explain
This
what
is
you
what
caught
he
him
does.
doing.
Okay, 6 months into the relationship, he was cheating on me already. I bust him cheating on me with his ex lady or whoever he was dealing with.
Now,
Not
did you
only
get busted?
once.
Did that happen?
No, I never got busted.
He got busted.
When you say got busted, what do you mean?
So on social media, we both was going back and forth on our page, and his popped up, and I was able to actually read some of his inboxes.
Well, what was he saying on those
He was
inbox
saying,
messages?
like early in the morning, 6 a.m., inboxing this lady saying, "How are you doing? What's going on? Are we gonna hook up?" I was like, what?
Were you
I don't
emailing or
remember.
inboxing those kinds of
I
messages?
don't remember asking to hook up with anyone.
I found out that the lady was in town, and he ended up admitting that he slept with the lady.
I didn't know she was in town.
And the part about you admitting to having slept with her is completely made up out of whole
She's gonna
cloth.
think I'm dealing with a
Okay,
woman.
he
no
told
matter-
me he
no
slept
matter
with
what
her.
it
He
is,
told me he
so
slept with her.
it's-
He's a
it's-
compulsive liar too. He likes to lie.
Okay.
He's a compulsive liar.
The jealousy is. This is what I'm talking about. The
Your last
jealousy is
relationship
Well,
said that you were a compulsive liar.
I'm really not too clear on who to believe because you did say you admitted a bit to chatting her up so you had a place to go.
Well, no, it really wasn't that. We started dating and we, started liking
You
each
told
other.
me
And,
that.
She
At one
became very
point.
convenient for you. She did.
When the text came, "Are you my booty call?" I was able to get her number, and then I actually found out where she lived because I called the girl because I knew that he was going over to her house.
Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Ellis, I'm going to get off this topic momentarily, but I want to allow you to give me your best evidence that Mr. Tyner has cheated on you. Your best evidence.
Well, I would say from a text that he received from a young lady.
And the text said what?
The text said, "Am I your booty call?" And then I knew that he was coming from where the woman lived because I actually found out where the woman lived, and he was coming down the road from her house with that text saying, "Am I your
Do you
booty
recall
call?"
receiving any texts similar to that?
I do not, Your Honor. My business is actually in the same area where this woman lived, and this is what I was saying, that it's kind of like we started getting serious.
That is
and
not
it's
true.
like,
Stop,
This is
Ms.
not.
It
Ellis.
was kind of like she knew, like I said, I was dating other women, but she knew where the women lived, where they worked, what kind of car they drove.
So you thought that she was running surveillance on
I'm
you
like, it's some
while you
type
were
of
dating.
probation type of stuff.
Well, let me
going
ask
on.
you, if while you were dating, she pops up as a security guard and she's as half a stalker,
Should have been
because-
a red flag. I know.
why
I
move
went
in with her? Because
along-
it's not going to get better.
Yeah, it never gets better. It
So
never
what,
gets better.
what was your thought process on that one? You
I don't-
keep running around, trailing my other girlfriends and stuff?
I don't know. We really, connected and I liked her, so I kind of went along with it. But, as time went on,
Were you
things
trailing?
I'm confused.
Well,
Like, what other girlfriend?
his
What are you talking
contention is that when you first started dating and while he was still seeing other people, that you knew where all the other girls lived, what their phone numbers were, as if you were surveilling him.
I
whereas
never really had to. It came up in my face. When the text came, "Are you my booty call?" I was able to get her number, and then I actually found out where she lived because I called the girl and disguised my voice to see because I knew that he was going over to her house. So as far as following you, I told him, honestly, I was like, yeah, I know where the girl live at and everything. I never had anything to lie about because I'm not a liar. He is a liar.
It wasn't that serious at the
Yeah,
beginning.
It was that
so
serious because you was lying, and that's what you do. You lie.
Ms. Ellis, if he was lying about that and you had to go around looking for him and checking up other women, why let the man move in your house?
He already had moved in. He was already
Then
in.
why weren't his bags packed and on the corner?
Because I love them, and I still do. Because of the love. You're right.
The minute I think I gotta get in a car and follow and GPS a guy and track a cat, I ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah,
I don't have
and
that
it's
kind
been
of
time,
temperament.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't that deep. You know, you want somebody else, you go get them.
It was because of the love, and then he would always say, well, I'm not doing that, and then it was like the good at that time was outweighing the bad. So I would give him another chance, and we kept going on and on. Then finally, I'm just like, I'm sick of it, because I called him again at our office, which was supposed to be our office, with a woman in the office. And he claims that it wasn't nothing, but I found out through the emails and texts it was something. And then he still lied about that and said, oh, I'm a player. I was just trying to use her, and I was saying anything about that. And I'm like, which one is it? Did you fall in love with the girl? Are you playing her, or what are you doing? And constantly lies after lies after lies. So now I'm just like, you know what? I'm too old for this. I don't have time for these games, and I'm sick of it. And he should feel like he's too old for it, but it keeps going on and on, like a kid.
Don't let him turn you into Glenn Close. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him do that. I mean, I think he's a player. I think he does exactly what you say he does. I really do. But don't put up with it. He can't do it to you unless you let him. And you should have more. You're a beautiful woman. Go home, look in the mirror for a second there. And just kind of drink it all in. And then look over there like, out. Out.
Well, Your Honor, let me tell you this. It's kind of like I run a business, okay? So after things didn't work out, and I get my emails and social media, my phones are getting, I mean, I've had family members even call me and say, did you know your woman called me the other morning? I'm just like, you know, what you're calling people
listen,
out of...
Mr. Tyner, the crazy card has been played.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
down there.
yeah.
I know she's Glenn Close, and I get that. You know, we could move on from there. I'm telling her.
Yeah.
The minute she feels like she has to stalk her brother, that means he don't want her, and she got to go.
Yeah,
Right?
It's a lot. It's a
Let's
lot.
go. That's all I'm saying.
When you take a shower, you know, you take maybe a 5-10 minute shower, not a 45-minute shower.
Those were her kids in her house. Who are you to tell her how much shower time they should have?
Yeah,
Which was
I
ridiculous.
No, I'm talking to you.
Okay.
And none of your business. If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. You say, well, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Tyner. You say that you have different parenting styles for her children. And so why don't you tell me what your concerns are with respect to the way in which her children are parented?
Well, I was raised, you know, kind of old school. And,
How old are the kids, by the way?
10 and 16.
Okay.
So I was raised old school, and I mean, when you take a shower, you know, you take maybe a 5-10 minute shower, not a 45-minute shower. Like, you know, you're done with the TV games at night, you shut them down, you know, things are being left on. So it's kind of like when I get on the kids and sort of try to discipline them or chastise them about that, I'm being too hard on the kids. And I feel like, you know, I'm in a place where, you know, I have no say, you know, when it comes to disciplining the kids. And that's not a good feeling to have as a man in the home that's trying to be a male.
Are you paying bills there, too? I mean, you guys are splitting the rent and all that kind of stuff. Is that true?
Not splitting the rent, no.
What does he pay?
He was paying the cable and our cell phone bill, and then he complained about that.
Was that it? Cable and cell phone?
Everything.
I paid for the office. We went half on the office.
But I'm
and
talking
some
about
other
the
bills.
house where you
The
lived
hou-
in, where you laid your head.
Yeah, for
Did
a while
you pay
I
rent
was,
there?
but
No,
then,
you was
but then
not.
when the bills started getting astronomically high, I just felt like I
No.
and I had no say so, and the bills becoming that high,
I don't
just,
believe
No, that was his
I don't
complaint
believe Mr. I don't
before. The
believe you at
first
all.
2 years.
Ms. Ellis, I'm going to give him a little room here. Those were her kids in her house. Who are you to tell her how much shower time they should have?
Shower,
Yeah, I
which was
mean-
ridiculous.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
And none of your business. Those are her kids. You're not her. You didn't step in her life as a permanent fixture. You didn't come in there saying, I want to give you a ring and I'm going to share a future with you. Therefore, we're going to take on the job of parenting these children together. You were just a brother who wanted out of his mother's house. And then you're going to go in her house and tell her kids how long a shower they can take.
And was mean about it. And was
you got your nerve. And good for you for not letting them.
Yeah, that's what he was mad about. He was really mean to the kids most of the time, and I would have to let him know, that stuff is irrelevant. I don't care about a water bill. I have to pay it anyway. So then it came to food. The kids are eating too much food. But the point of the matter is, I'm buying the food. You're pitching in every blue moon to buy food, which is very small. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
It doesn't matter. You were out of place, out of order. And we're off to another subject. Ms. Ellis, why don't you tell me? You say he's cheap. I guess we've already begun that conversation.
Exactly. Very
But why
cheap.
don't you complete it for me?
Well, for the first 2 years, I helped him establish the business, and as we build the business up, he didn't want me doing the invoices, which I thought that I would do the office work because he wanted to keep tab on the money. And as it was going, he was making good money. So then the following 2 years, it's more so like, now, I didn't make that much money, but sometimes you're making about $700 a day doing a clean out with the business. And I just never understood that. Like, why are you not contributing towards, the home bills? He took the office bills more important than the home bills, or even just us going out. Like, when my birthday came around, never having a gift for my birthday. Always, I don't have any money. So then I'll get a dinner. But when your birthday comes, I make a big deal out of it because that's just who I am. I'm a giver. So I like to do nice things. But just always taking advantage. And then the little things that he would do for the kids, he will always be petty about it. I just bought this, I just bought that.
Yeah.
And I don't even buy things for my kids. Whose fault is that? No, I've encouraged you several times to do for your children.
Mr. Tyner, I won't give you an opportunity to respond to those charges.
No.
I do plenty much for my children.
Are you cheap at her house, though?
Well, I mean, my business slows down around the winter months, so it's always tight around Christmas, not just her birthday, which is in December, Christmas as well. It gets kind of slow for her and myself around that time.
You make a lot of money in the summertime. You don't do anything with us, which brings back to the fact that you don't do anything for my kids. You don't take my kids nowhere. You maybe took my kids to the movies once.
Once I even think about going to do something, it's like we're fighting.
Arguing.
We're arguing because you're cheap and you don't want to contribute.
I got it. In divorce court, couples tell me everything about their relationships. Want to share your experience? Join the conversation on our Twitter page at Divorce Court. On Facebook, check out other fans and their intimate issues. You know everybody has something to say about love. What's on your mind? So is he out of the house?
Yes.
When did he leave?
About 3 weeks ago.
Is he out for good?
I mean, we've still been seeing each other, but yeah.
I never know who I want to yell at more sometimes. I really don't. I mean, I don't know if I want to tee off on the jerk who takes his looks and that deep voice and he plays women and he don't have it together, gets a woman interested in him, and he was playing around. He was fooling around. He was fooling around from the beginning because he used you. You got used, and then you saw what he was about. You saw what he was doing, but you sat there all doe-eyed like a deer in the headlights and just let him do it to you and do it to you and do it to you. And then he's going to come in your house and, it was my business and you worked for me when you did the business together. I mean, what a trifling individual, and you just stood there and took it. I don't understand. Ms. Ellis, move forward. Move on. People don't get better. They treat you as badly as you allow them to treat you. And he's treated you badly. And he's talking about your kids in the shower in the house that you made for him. You should be appalled, outraged, disgusted, and gone. This matter is adjourned. It distresses me to no end when women allow men to come into their homes, change their lives, make the rules, run around, and then turn around and keep them because they love them. Ladies, it's okay to be alone.